Module 3 is about probability questions. And there are 4 types of probability questions you'll see in this class. First one is just a straight up probability. The second one is the and probability. The third one is or probability. And then the last one is conditional probability. So let's take a look at each one of them. The first question is, what is the chance of a blue M&M? Say you have a bag of M&M and then you randomly pick one piece out of it. I'm asking, what is the chance it's going to be a blue M&M? Well, this is a question of a straight up probability, number 1. And if you look at the formula over here, the formula is P of A, the probability of A, is the number of desired events over number of all possible events. So that means, what is the number of desired event? How many blue M&Ms are there? Well, there are 68 of them. What is the number of all possible events? That means number of all possible M&Ms. That is a number we don't have, so you're going to have to manually calculate that number. So to do so, just use a sum formula and check all these numbers. So now we know that there's 221 M&Ms in the bag. So then to answer the question number 1, the calculation will be 68 divided by 221. So there's about 30%, 30.77% chance that it's going to be a blue M&M if I randomly pick one. The next question is, what is the chance of a blue dark chocolate M&M? Here's a little tricky. This is an and probability question, but you do not see the word and. That's because it's implied. In everyday language, we don't say something like blue and dark chocolate M&M. We just simply say blue dark chocolate M&M. So the and is implied in the question like number 2. So even if you don't see word and, you should recognize it's an and probability. So to do a question like that, the formula is P of A and B. So probability of A and B happening together. It just simply probability of A multiplied by probability of B. And it's sometimes represented by this over here, the upside down U symbol. That just means it's the same thing as and probability. So to do so, I need to figure out what the P of A is, probability of blue chocolate or dark, the blue M&M, which we calculated up here. So now we need to know what's the chance of a dark chocolate, which we happen to have it over here. So the question is just multiply those two percentages. And you get the answer. So it's going to be about 8% chance that I'm going to pick a blue dark chocolate M&M. Okay. So the next one is the or probability. And this is fairly easy because you see the word or in there. So if you see the or in the probability question, that typically means it's an or probability question. So the formula for that is over here. P of A or B is the same as equal to P of A plus P of B minus P of A and B. And sometimes this whole thing is represented by P of A union B. This U-looking sign is a union. So if you see that symbol, that's an or probability. So what's the P of A? In this case, that's a blue M&M, which we have up here, 30%, 30.77%. What's the chance of a dark chocolate M&M? Well, that's 27%. Minus P of A and B together. That means blue and dark chocolate. What would that be? Well, if you look at number 2, that's what we just did in number 2. So the answer to that question is this plus this minus this number is the answer to number 3. So let's do that. This is this plus this minus this number. Okay. So it's about 49% chance, about 50% chance. Okay, so that's 1, 2, and 3. How about the conditional? Well, for the conditional, you'll typically see a table like this over here. Okay. And you'll be typically asked two questions. First one is, given the shopper lives in Plainfield, what is the chance that she shops at Meijer? So how do you know this is a conditional problem? Well, because you see the word given. If you see a word given, that means this is a conditional probability. That's the condition. Given what condition? Well, given that the shopper lives in Plainfield. So in this case, to answer this question, I'm going to look at all the Plainfield residents, these people. Out of these people, what's the chance that she goes to Meijer? This number. So to do so, I need to know the total number of Plainfield residents, which we don't have. So I'm going to do the calculation here. Okay. So I just recommend you do all the sum calculations before you move on to do a conditional problem. Okay. So now I got all the sums. Given the shopper lives in Plainfield, what is the chance that she shops at Meijer? So all I really care about right now is people in Plainfield, these folks. Out of those people, how many people go to Meijer? 52. So to answer this question, it will be 52 divided by 140. Okay. So that's roughly 37%. Okay. How is that different from part B? Given that she shops at Meijer, what is the chance that she lives in Plainfield? Well, now the condition is different. The condition now is the Meijer shoppers, these folks here. Out of those people, what is the chance that she lives in Plainfield? So that number would be 52. So again, answer is 52, but then divided by this time by 171 because that's the condition. Okay. So if you look at it, it's about 30%. So that's how you do probability questions, straight probability and or conditional probabilities. Just follow these steps. Okay. So let's now move on to the counting methods. There are two counting methods in this class. One is called a combination, and we're going to use the Excel function called a combin, C-O-M-B-I-N. And the other one is a permutation, P-E-R-M-U-T. The difference between these two is that the combination, you don't care about the order. Permutation, you do. So you have to read from the problem which one you want to do. Typically, the default is combination unless it says order matters. Okay, so the first question is, what is the number of 5 card poker hands you can draw from 52 cards? So the N is all possible selections, and then R is what you're picking. So in this case, N would be 52 cards, and R will be 5 cards. So I'm going to use those numbers to figure out the combination. So the way to do it is C-O-M-B-I-N. It says number and then number chosen. So the number meaning N, so it's this number. And then number chosen will be this number. So if I can have these many poker hands that I can draw, that's 5 cards from a deck of 52 cards. And I need to do a combination here because in poker game, the order does not matter as long as you have the correct set of hands. So that's why I use combination here. On the other hand, for number 2, how many 2-letter words can you form from the letters A, B, C, and D? And let's assume that you can create any letters. So in this case, I'm going to use permutation because, say, the words like A, B, that'll be different from B, A. So the order does matter. So I'm going to use permutation. So the n in this case will be 4 because we're looking at 4 letters. And number chosen will be 2 letters, two letters. So I'm going to do permutation, P-E-R-M-U-T. Number will be 4, and then 2. So if I have 4 letters and I want to create 2 letters, 2-letter words, there are going to be 12 of them. So this concludes module 3.